You tried eating almonds for better sleep, but you're still staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., aren't you? You heard they were full of magnesium, a miracle mineral for rest. So you ate a handful before bed, expecting to drift off peacefully, but instead, you got little more than indigestion. Here's the crucial step, the one piece of the puzzle that almost everyone, especially those over 60, forgets. Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Clark. For over 3 decades, I've had the privilege of helping thousands of patients navigate the unique health challenges that come with age. And one of the most common complaints I hear in my practice is about sleep, or rather, a lack of it. So many of my patients come to me frustrated, saying, "Doctor, I'm doing everything right. I'm eating the healthy foods, I'm avoiding caffeine, but I'm still wide awake half the night." They've seen the videos and read the articles telling them to eat almonds or bananas or drink chamomile tea. And when it doesn't work, they feel defeated. They start to believe that poor sleep is just an inevitable part of getting older. Let me be very clear, that is not true. The problem isn't the advice itself, the problem is that it's generic. It's one-size-fits-all guidance that doesn't account for the beautiful, complex changes our bodies go through as we age. For a 30-year-old, grabbing a handful of almonds an hour before bed might work just fine. But for a 65-year-old, that same action can be completely ineffective. Why? It comes down to 3 critical factors: timing, portion size, and absorption. Let's talk about absorption first. As we get older, our digestive system naturally becomes less efficient. The production of stomach acid and digestive enzymes can decrease, meaning we don't break down food and extract nutrients as effectively as we used to. Think of your digestive system in your 20s as a brand new, high-powered blender that can pulverize anything in seconds. As we enter our 60s and 70s, that blender is still a fantastic machine, but it might be an older model. It needs a little more time to do its job, and it works best if you don't overload it. So, when you eat that 1 ounce of almonds, which contains a wonderful 80 milligrams of magnesium, your body needs more time to unlock that mineral and get it into your bloodstream, where it can work its magic on your brain and nervous system. If you eat them too close to bedtime, your body is busy with the hard work of digestion right when it should be powering down for sleep. That can lead to discomfort, acid reflux, and a restless night. Are you starting to see why the when is just as important as the what? This brings me to a patient of mine. Let's call her Margaret. Margaret was 72 and came to me at her wit's end over her insomnia. She was a diligent woman who followed health advice to the letter. She had her almonds on her nightstand and would eat them right after turning off the lights. But she was still waking up for 5 times a night. After we talked about her digestive changes, I suggested a simple experiment. Eat the exact same number of almonds, but eat them 3 hours before her intended bedtime, right after she finished cleaning up from dinner. The first night, she told me she only woke up twice. By the end of the week, she slept a full 7 hours without interruption for the first time in years. Nothing about the food changed, only the timing. It was a revelation for her. It wasn't that her body was broken, it just needed a different schedule. Have you ever considered that your body might just be operating on a different clock than it used to? That the key isn't a new magic food, but a new schedule for the healthy foods you already eat. We're going to build on that very principle. So now that we understand the why, let's move on to the how. I've developed what I call the 7-day sleep food protocol. This isn't a restrictive diet, it's a gentle, systematic way to reintroduce certain foods and, more importantly, to observe how your unique body responds to them. This is about putting you back in the driver's seat of your own health. The goal is to collect personal data to become a detective of your own well-being, so you can discover what truly works for you. In the description below this video, you'll find a link to download a free, printable tracker I've created just for this protocol. It's simple, but it's the most important tool you'll use this week. Let's begin with days 1 and 2. These first 2 days are our baseline. The only change we're going to make is the one we discussed with my patient, Margaret. We are going to strategically time our almond consumption. I want you to find a time that is roughly 2 to 3 hours before you typically go to bed. So if your head hits the pillow at 10 p.m., you'll be eating your almonds around 7 or 7:30 p.m. Think of it as a small, intentional sleep appetizer. The portion is also critical, 1 measured ounce. This comes out to about 23 whole almonds, or a small handful that fits neatly in your palm. Not to handfuls, not half a bag, just 1 ounce. This provides that effective 80 milligram dose of magnesium without overwhelming your digestive system. Here's the ritual I suggest. Don't do this while standing in the kitchen or watching a stressful news program. Sit down, pour a small glass of water, count out your 23 almonds, and then eat them slowly. Chew each one until it's almost a paste before you swallow. This practice of thorough chewing is a form of predigestion. You're using your own enzymes to start breaking down the nut, making the job easier for your stomach and intestines. This mindful process also serves as a powerful psychological cue to your brain, signaling that the day is winding down and it's time to prepare for rest. After you've eaten your almonds, make a note on your tracker. Then, on the following morning, the first thing I want you to do is rate your sleep on a scale of 1 to 10. A 1 means you were tossing and turning all night and feel completely exhausted. A 10 is the kind of deep, restorative sleep where you wake up feeling refreshed, clear-headed, and ready for the day. Be honest with yourself. If you start at a 3, that's perfectly fine. Our goal here is not immediate perfection, but gradual improvement. Now, for days 3 through 5, we're going to continue with our precisely timed almonds in the evening, but we're going to add a new element in the morning. At breakfast, I want you to incorporate 1 cup of cooked spinach. You might be thinking, spinach? For sleep? The answer is a resounding yes, but perhaps not for the reason you think. While spinach does contain magnesium, its primary role here is as a helper nutrient. Spinach is rich in vitamin C and folate. Vitamin C, in particular, is a powerhouse when it comes to absorption. It creates a more acidic environment in your gut, which significantly improves your body's ability to take in minerals like magnesium and iron from all the foods you eat throughout the day. Think of it this way. If the magnesium in your almonds is a locked treasure chest, vitamin C is the key that helps open it. By having the spinach in the morning, you are priming your system, essentially preparing your body to make the absolute most of that magnesium-rich snack you'll have later in the evening. It's a synergistic approach. The good news is, this is easy to do. You can use frozen spinach, which is just as nutritious and often more affordable than fresh. Simply thaw a cup, squeeze out the excess water, and you can scramble it into your eggs, mix it into oatmeal, or blend it into a morning smoothie with a little fruit. Again, record this on your tracker. We are layering these habits carefully, one on top of the other, to see how they work together. We're not just throwing everything at the wall and hoping something sticks. We are building a foundation for better sleep, one intentional step at a time. As we head into the final 2 days of our week, days 6 and 7, we're going to introduce a bit of variety. Your body loves diversity in its nutrition. While almonds are fantastic, other foods offer high levels of magnesium packaged with different complementary nutrients. On these last 2 days, I want you to experiment with either pumpkin seeds, also known as papatus, or a small amount of avocado. Pumpkin seeds are a nutritional powerhouse, not only rich in magnesium, but also in zinc, a mineral crucial for immune function and brain health. Avocado provides its magnesium alongside heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, which can help stabilize blood sugar levels throughout the night, preventing those early morning awakenings caused by a dip in glucose. Here's how to integrate them. You can continue with your 1 ounce serving of almonds and simply add 1 tablespoon of raw pumpkin seeds. Or you can swap the nuts entirely and instead have 1/4 of a ripe avocado, perhaps with a tiny sprinkle of salt. The critical rule remains the same. The snack must be consumed 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. The goal here is to see if your body responds differently. Does the addition of avocado make you feel more satiated and sleep more soundly? Do the pumpkin seeds feel lighter on your stomach? Make detailed notes in your tracker. At the end of these 7 days, you will have a personalized roadmap. You'll know the exact timing that works for you and which combination of these wonderful whole foods gives you the most restful night's sleep. Now, I can almost hear the questions bubbling up, because I hear them in my clinic every single day. Dr. Clark, this sounds good in theory, but what if I have dental issues and can't chew almonds? Or I'm on several medications, is this safe for me? These are not just details, they are the most important considerations. A plan is useless if it doesn't fit into your real life. So let's troubleshoot some of the most common challenges for seniors right now. First, let's address chewing and swallowing difficulties. This is incredibly common, and you should never force yourself to eat something that is difficult or painful to chew. The good news is, there are simple, elegant solutions. Instead of whole almonds, you can use 1 tablespoon of smooth, pure almond butter. Make sure you read the label. The only ingredient should be almonds, perhaps with a little salt. Avoid brands with added sugars or hydrogenated oils. You can simply eat it off a spoon or spread it on a small cracker. The spinach can be blended into a soup or a smoothie. In fact, a wonderful evening sleep smoothie could consist of a cup of spinach, a quarter of an avocado, and a splash of water or unsweetened almond milk to get the blender going. This is gentle, easy to consume, and highly effective. Next is the incredibly important topic of medication timing. This is a non-negotiable rule of safety. You must maintain at least a 2-hour window between your magnesium-rich snack and certain medications. This is especially true for thyroid medications like levothyroxine, bisphosphonates used for osteoporosis such as alendronate, and certain antibiotics. Why? Magnesium is a binding agent. If it's in your stomach at the same time as these medications, it can latch onto them and prevent both the mineral and the medicine from being properly absorbed into your bloodstream. You end up getting a reduced benefit from both. I had a patient, Frank, a gentleman in his late 70s, who was diligent about taking his thyroid pill, but was still feeling sluggish. It turned out he was washing it down with a glass of milk, another source of minerals. We shifted his medication to first thing in the morning with plain water, and kept his magnesium-rich foods to the evening. Within a month, his energy levels were up, and his sleep had improved. Please look at your medication schedule and adjust your protocol timing accordingly. If you have any doubts, a quick call to your pharmacist or doctor is always the best course of action. Let's continue with our troubleshooting. What if you have a sensitive digestive system? Sometimes, even for those without chewing difficulties, nuts and seeds can cause a bit of gas or bloating. This is often due to compounds within the plants themselves designed to protect them. A wonderful and simple technique is to soak your raw almonds. Simply place them in a bowl, cover them with water, and let them sit on your counter for a few hours or in the refrigerator overnight. Then, drain the water and rinse the almonds well. The soaking process helps to neutralize some of the anti-nutrients, like phytic acid, making the almonds much easier to digest and their minerals more available. Likewise, always make sure your spinach is cooked, as this breaks down oxalic acid, another compound that can be irritating to some. If you're still experiencing discomfort, listen to your body. Start with a smaller portion, perhaps just a quarter of an ounce of almonds, about 6 nuts, and see how you feel. You can gradually increase the amount over time as your system adapts. The goal is to find your personal threshold for benefit without discomfort. Another very real consideration for many is budget. I want to be perfectly clear, you do not need to buy expensive, prepackaged, or specialty brand foods to achieve these results. Good health must be accessible. For almonds and pumpkin seeds, the bulk food section of your grocery store is often the most economical option. You can buy exactly the amount you need for the week without paying for fancy packaging. When it comes to spinach, frozen is your best friend. It's just as nutritious as fresh, sometimes even more so, as it's flash frozen at peak ripeness, and it is significantly less expensive. It also lasts for months, so you can stock up when it's on sale. Health is not about paying for a brand, it's about consistently incorporating the right whole foods into your diet. Finally, and most importantly, let's talk about when to put this protocol aside and call your doctor. This is a gentle, food-based approach, but your body is your ultimate guide, and you must listen to its signals. If you begin this protocol and experience any persistent muscle weakness, significant gastrointestinal upset like cramping or diarrhea, or feelings of dizziness, stop the protocol and consult your physician. While it's uncommon from food sources alone, these can be signs that your magnesium levels are too high. Furthermore, and this is critical, if you are currently being treated for any form of kidney disease or a serious cardiovascular condition like an arrhythmia, You must speak with your doctor before making any deliberate changes to increase your magnesium intake. Your doctor understands the full picture of your health and can provide the safest guidance. You hold the power to reclaim restful sleep. It isn't about a magic pill or a secret, complicated diet. It's about understanding how your body works now in this season of life and giving it what it needs on the right schedule. It begins with small, consistent, and knowledgeable steps, and you've already taken the first one just by watching this video. Your next step is to scroll down into the description and click the link to download your free 7-day sleep food tracker. Print it out, put it on your fridge, and commit to this 1 week of observation. When you are ready to start, I want you to come back to this video and write DAY1 in the comments below. There is tremendous strength in community and accountability. By declaring your start, you join a fellowship of others who are also on this journey. Let's get you sleeping better together. If you found this information valuable, please subscribe to the channel for more practical, science-backed health solutions for seniors. Be well.